Ladies and gentlemen, your opening contest is a special singles attraction match. It is scheduled for one fall. Introducing first, being escorted to ringside by the amazing Nate Matson, and representing the Sons of Michigan, he weighs in at 264 pounds, wrestling out of Big Blue, Detroit, Michigan. Here is Big Bear, Benjamin Boone!
Well, the Big Bear on the way to the ring. Major implications here all night long. Luminaries and dignitaries here. Mr. Ron Heitman is here to present the WrestleRama Trophy to the winner at the end of this broadcast within this hour. But first, we're kicking things off with Big Bear Benjamin Boone, a week removed from an amazing PWO Championship opportunity against the most dominant man, Jason Bain.
And he kind of showed the ill effects of that match in the early goings here, walking to ringside. Here's the moment everyone's been waiting, though, Joe.
Oh, yeah.
And his opponent, he weighs in at 210 pounds, wrestling out of Cleveland, Ohio, making his in-ring return to Pro Wrestling Ohio, the whole shebang, Johnny Gargano!
It was 3 months ago that Gargano was assaulted, not only by a nightstick, but also by a mysterious assailant in a ski mask who cracked a camera over the back of Johnny Gargano's neck. Ladies and gentlemen, it's been, I believe, 11 weeks since Gargano has competed on PWO TV, but this evening he makes his return. The question on everyone's mind, is Gargano 100%? Is he rusty? And what is in store when he finds out who assaulted him?
Well, you know what? That's going to be determined at a later date show. I'm not wondering about Johnny Gargano. He has had 11 weeks to recuperate, to get ready, to get better. Last week, we saw Jason Bain about to decapitate Benjamin Boone. How is he feeling coming into this huge match here right now?
And that was the damnedest Bain line I have ever seen. Took out the 265-pound Benjamin Boone. But I give all the credit in the world to Boone for battling back and being here a week later. You know, he's probably not 100% either, so maybe that'll even the odds a little bit.
We'll see Johnny Gargano, and obviously weighing heavily on his mind, which we've talked about already, Joe. Who was that masked assailant a few months ago that attacked him? That's got to be in the back of his mind. Could it be Nate Matson, who's walking around ringside?
Oh, it very well could. Johnny Gargano gave the masked assailant 3 weeks to show his face. Could we see him tonight?
We could. If not, we're going to definitely see him in 2.
Or so we think. One would think whoever did it would want to expose themselves and want to show it to the world. They're sending some kind of message, but we don't know what the message is, so we don't know who did it.
Well, the message Ben Boone just showed that he obviously has the superior strength in this matchup. Johnny Gargano going to have to use his quickness if he wants to defeat the Big Bear.
Absolutely true.
Gargano keeps going to the well here, Joe. Once too many times, and Gargano's going to have to switch philosophies, I think, really quick.
Mickey Valentino to join us with comments this hour. Michael the Bomber Prasad, Jason Bain, the PWO champion. We're also going to talk to Justin LaBar of WrestleZone.com, who has requested some time to speak out about how the suspended Marion Fontaine has portrayed him as of late. And I think it's only fair to give him equal time, even though he is not an official part of PWO. And we'll hear from him this hour and see what he has in mind, because obviously he's got to be very taken aback and offended by Fontaine going on this public crusade against him.
Absolutely. You never want anyone to talk bad about you, so we need to be fair to LaBar.
I like the sounds of that.
You know what I think you'd like the sound of?
What's
Aaron
that?
McGuire not talking to you tonight.
Exactly. He's still up in traction somewhere. Re-aggravated his neck over the stress of seeing Jason Bain out here a couple of weeks ago. And Gargano trying to negate that size advantage. Huge elbow takedown. And the Sons of Michigan, keep in mind, Vic, they want to go 2-0 on the night, win this match and win that trophy matchup later.
And so far, the answer to the question, is Johnny Gargano going to have any ring rust? The answer thus far, absolutely not.
Not in the early goings, at least, but time will tell. Gargano's feeding off of adrenaline right now, feeding off the motion. So happy to be back in front of his hometown crowd. Oh, there you go. And notice Gargano immediately favors the back of the head and neck. That's what's kept him on the shelf for so long. The nightstick, the camera, and now you put the onslaught of the Big Bear on top of that. We may see Gargano back on the shelf. He may not make it in 2 weeks from tonight for that deadline.
Well, looks like I may have spoke just a tad too soon.
Well, I think maybe wishful thinking. Everybody, certainly a big fan of Johnny. We're going to want to see him back at full strength, want to see him back pursuing that PWO title that he was cheated out of.
Look at the Big Bear right now, relentless, attacking the head, neck area of Johnny Gargano. Now just blatantly choking him.
Boone punishing Gargano.
You think Boone's looking at Gargano and thinking, is that Jason Bane after that shot he took last week?
I think it's very possible. I think Boone, more often than not, and more so than anything else, just wants to make a big-time statement. Johnny Gargano, statistically, is the greatest PWO champion we've ever had. And if Boone can go through Gargano, that makes headlines, and that puts Boone right back at one more shot at Jason Bane. And Matson gets involved.
And you look at Ben Boone being smart to a T, using his advantage, which besides his height, his strength, his size, is Nate Matson on the outside.
Well, that's all. We have a cover in the ring, 2-0. The Sons of Michigan, they're now equals. They're thinking alike. They're on the same page, same level. Imagine what it's going to mean to Johnny Gargano's psyche if he loses his first matchup back. Elevation, and Gargano down with a one-man flapjack. Follow through. Boone drops the leg. Tight hook, all the weight on Gargano's shoulders. Half a count away from victory.
And Johnny Gargano now trying to pull from this crowd as Boone goes for another cover, but actually looks like he might have been just driving his forearm into the face of Gargano.
Yeah, quite possibly. Maybe a little choke in there as well. Wouldn't surprise me. And Boone using that raw power. If Boone can keep Gargano within Boone's grasp, it's advantage Big Bear, no doubt about it.
And what Big Bear Ben Boone's doing right now is he is driving the oxygen out of Johnny Gargano, not allowing Gargano to get full breaths. This is John's first match back at PWO in 11 weeks. Cardio has to be coming into play at some point.
Gargano went for a sunset flip now, countered out by Boone. Grasp onto the neck, Gargano with the enziguri kick, and Boone is dazed. Certainly maybe some flashbacks to that Bane line.
Those are more not so much flashbacks as reoccurring nightmares.
There you go. Had a week to think about it. Gargano feeling the momentum, however. What condition is that neck in?
Gargano just seems to feed off of whatever crowd he's in, wherever we go across this great state.
Oh, yeah. Without question. Gargano the southpaw. Fires away with a shot. Oh, Matson grabs the foot. Matson, Gargano. Oh, look out, low bridge. And there goes Boone. That's how Gregory Iron won the WrestleRama Rumble to get a shot later tonight. And Gargano with a suicide dive to the outside. Gargano flies. And I think this is a pretty good inclination. He's feeling pretty darn good.
And well, big thing that might just have happened, Joe, is he gave a little bit more to Nate Matson as you see him with a boot to the stomach than Ben Boone. He might have just isolated that outside guy in Nate Matson.
And how will that affect Nate Matson later tonight when he opposes Gregory Iron in the match for the WrestleRama Trophy? And Gargano!
That's got to be it.
With a spear, 2, near fall.
Ben Boone might just realize that Nate Matson is not 100% as Johnny Gargano seems to be firing up here in the IX Center in Cleveland, Ohio.
Gargano with a kick. Nobody home there. Boone blocked it. And a huge overhead suplex. Oh, you could see the impact. Gargano's body contorting. Near fall.
And we've seen it a number of times. Gargano switch gears, get a step ahead of Ben Boone. Ben Boone just switched gears in strength as he was just able to toss Johnny Gargano like it was nothing.
Nate Matson trying to recover. He's certainly got a big night ahead of him. Boone maybe looking to finish Gargano off. It's done. No! Nobody home on the splash. Gargano with a cutter. Oh, the follow through the kick. Can Gargano do this? 2, no.
You know, we keep talking about what a big night it could be for the Sons of Michigan, Joe. With this match, the WrestleRama Championship coming up, it could be a very bad night as well for the Sons of Michigan here this evening.
That's very true as well.
I think Boone doesn't know where he's at right now.
Oh, well, Boone able to counter.
Oh, that's a counter.
Uniquely you countered. Boone just overpowered Gargano. And back into that big bear trap DDT come up. No! Gargano counters inside cradle. A cradle Gargano did it! Johnny Gargano made it happen.